Juice Shop here. I think the last time we got to the login page and managed to do a SQL injection. It's actually still got the session. Let me try clear the cache and try this again. Alright, so we'll try log in. I think so. Trying to log in with admin and password, but now I will try to do SQL injection. See, it's a bit hard on the password field because you can't really see what I'm typing. Oh, I can change it to that. And let's see. Okay, that one's not gonna work. Okay, so there's no SQL injection there. Let's try here. Okay, so that objects means we are getting something back. If you have a look and compare it to, say, we type in admin, you're getting a different error. So that means there's definitely is a SQL injection here. I know we did it last time and I forgot, it's been a while. But let's try that, see if that works. Not quite. There we go. So, just coming back to that. Often SQL injection is going to be a bit of trial and error. So, it's going to find it. Where's the login? Get it here. So, what happened is, if you look at the way that this query could be structured, you could have like select user from user where user name equals and then some value and password equals some value. So that's kind of what like the query could look like. So what we've gone and done, if we actually take what I've entered here, oh, that's not gonna work. That's a different VM. So if we type in what I've entered here, 1 equals 1 dash dash. So what this dash dash does is it means that's comments. So basically nuke that. So it's saying username equals admin or 1 equals 1, which is true, and then it will return. So that's how we've got in and successfully authenticated. Now, don't know who we authenticated as. Oh, we authenticated as admin. So there was actually an admin user, I think. So let's go have a look. Emails that. There's username. I don't actually have a username. So it probably just logged us in as the first user in the table that returned. So what we can do now is another good field to check for cross-site scripting is search field. So if you search for, say, something called script, all right. So when you're looking for cross-site scripting, you want to look at content that's been reflected back. So in this case, we search for script. There's script back. So we want to now do like script alerts. This is kind of the de facto cross-site scripting payload that you want to do to test. So you can see it's kind of disappeared here. So what I suggest you do is you inspect the element. So use inspect element. It's going to be really useful. So if we go in here and let's see what's going on. So we can actually see it's there. Be careful when you're viewing this. Sometimes it may be HTML encoded. So when you actually see the source here, it shows as HTML. What you actually have to do is go edit as HTML. And then you'll actually see if it's encoded or not. So in this case, it's not. So for some strange reason, I don't know why it's not triggering. It's weird. So I don't see any reason why it's not triggering anymore. And you can see it's in the log box here. That is interesting. I really don't know why that's not triggering. It's not been escaped, so maybe it's because it's in the span. It shouldn't be that, but let's just try in the span, because maybe it's got something to do with that. So it could maybe be the reason why. So we'll try the HTML encoding and then create a new span just to clear the scripts. Okay, so it looks like it's doing some weird sort of escaping here. I still don't know why that's not triggering. That should trigger. I'm just going to edit the script just to see what happens. It's still not triggering. Yeah, it's still not triggering. All right, new plan of attack. That's still. Elements. So that's been done as H1, which is what I would expect. So what we can do within this is do something like one of the events. Mouse over on mouse over equals alert. I'll just keep this like test. So there we go. I still don't know why the script didn't work. I need to look into that, but that's another way you can do cross-site scripting, is use JavaScript events. So just re-emphasizing this. So we created a tag with the event on mouse over. So that means whenever you move the mouse over that specific tag, it will pop the alert box. And as you can see, there it is there. So I'm still curious why it's not doing the script alert script. Anyway, so that is vulnerable to cross-site scripting, in this case reflected, because I'm entering it in. It's not been stored anywhere. It's been shown in the results. So what else can we look for? So that is vulnerable. What's in the menu? Customer feedback. May need to. So one problem with this, I can already see with this capture. This isn't a capture. So with a capture, you want to have it so that you can't have a script or anything that could pass this. And in this case, you can see that the capture is within text. So if I inspect this, you can actually see this is raw text. So what I can do is pass the HTML document and then use a script to grab that text, process it. I guess it's going to be the same, like a equation to solve all the time. Or yeah. So it's always going to be some sort of sum or equation to solve. So what I would do is get the script using regular expression, using a tree, dump tree, fetch it, and then you can process what the result is and then bypass the capture. Great. Sorry, I'm just checking something. All right. So yeah. Cool. I think one other area I want to check. So the problem I have now is I'm not going to be able to see if I enter in this customer feedback. I want to see if there's any way to see this customer feedback, because this is where you're likely going to have a stored cross-site scripting vulnerability. So let's just try, see what happens. Test. Oof. 3. That's 3 minus 8, I think. Testing my maths here. Oh, wait, what is 3? Okay, so I guess there's some text at the bottom. Now, the problem is I don't know how to see this feedback. Complaint. Customer feedback. And this is why it's good to learn the system beforehand, and just get to feel with the system and know where all the features are, so you can go through this, and when you do enter in things like that, you know where it's showing up. Which in this case I have not done so I don't know where if I even got access to it here, which I guess I don't. All right. So unfortunately not. All right. Oh, that's Juice Shop. Cool. All right. I am checking out the order hash. So the next thing I'd normally do is try attack the user. So try do a scripture, another cross-out script. Let's see if this is going to work. And doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. What about this? Ah, okay. So this is probably because it's expecting a URL and it's not getting one. So that's why that probably failed. Anytime you get a 500, that means it's generally a unhandled test case. So yeah, there we go. But what it does help us. So in this case, if we come back here and try this again, some information we can glean from this is we know it's running Express, the version number, so it's obviously also running on top of Node. So that kind of information you can use. I would then go look for vulnerabilities in Express, this version, and obviously if there are any, then we can try to use them against the system. So yeah, unfortunately I've got limited time tonight, so I'm just going to call it there. I will spend more time trying to better prepare for the next one. Apologies, it's been so quick, but hopefully this has at least been somewhat useful, and certainly I'll try to do the next one and spend a bit more time on it. So thanks for watching, and catch you later.